Yeah, I'm going to come to you just from on the back of what Patrick has said now. It almost sounds as though there's relief from the people of South Sudan because it has seemed like, not seemed, it has been back and forth between these two leaders for them to get to this point where they are saying by Saturday we are going to see that unity government. We are hearing some details that are coming out from the president, exactly how that's going to unfold. Speak to us about how important this agreement is, not only to South Sudan, but also to the region as well.
This comes at a particularly important time because the recent conflict has cost about 400,000 lives with millions more displaced. And to the region, it has imposed an acceptable level of economic damage, death, destruction, and it had just made life increasingly difficult. Even efforts to move towards regional integration have actually been impossible, largely due to the conflict in South Sudan. So I think it's such a relief, not just to South Sudan as a country, but the region at large, especially the Horn of Africa region.
Patrick, we're going to come back to you in Juba. I mean, there are times, and we've been covering this at CGTN for a long time and comprehensively, and getting your input as well has helped so much, Patrick. And one of the things that we see sometimes is when we get these reports from South Sudan is sometimes the people on the ground just being so emotional about what this has been like for them living through this. Speak to us about this agreement, just in terms of how it's going to be implemented. We've heard a little bit about what the president is planning to do Friday and then Saturday, but give us some more details, Patrick.
Yes, Hannah. What is going to happen is that, one, the current government is going to be dissolved. And then, as President Salva Kiir said, he will appoint Dr. Riek Machar as first vice president tomorrow morning, Friday morning. This has two meanings. One is that he could only appoint Dr. Riek Machar and then they sit together and form the government together, or he can just appoint the whole cabinet, which is comprising of 5 vice presidents. By the way, Dr. Riek Machar is the first, and he's among the 5. Thereafter, he will have to appoint ministers who are numbering about 36 plus 9 deputy ministers. After doing that, then we are likely to see the first cabinet meeting of the new government meeting. And then after that, there will be now the parliament will be formed, because the parliament also has to come from, or members of parliament have to come from these parties to the peace agreement. So we will see a formation of the parliament probably in the coming week, and then the implementation of the agreement now would move forward.
Thank you so much for that, Patrick. Dr. Kanenja, let's just speak a little bit about that, because even though there is excitement, and this is really great that this has happened, that these two sides have even come to this point, and that we're not talking about months in advance. We're talking about tomorrow, we're talking about Saturday coming, and that's going to be pretty soon. But speak to us about what needs to happen for this agreement to hold, because it sounds like there's still a lot of work that's going to need to be done.
Yeah, a conflict as intractable as the one, for South Sudan, of course, there's going to be plenty. It cannot be fixed in one day. However, I think the current move towards implementing the agreement is something positive. Now, number one, of course, we expect Riek Machar is going to be appointed vice president, first vice president. But one thing that is important is to integrate the forces, for instance. You still have a lot of armed men and women out there, who are just running rampant. That is something that has to be done. But more critically, you have to ensure the economy starts working again for South Sudan by ensuring you rationalize the states, but also make them viable. Beyond that, I think other things cannot be predicted. However, if they commit to what they've decided to do, especially when with the coming agreement on Saturday, I think we're going to see peace in South Sudan and in the entire region.
That's going to be really good news, and I'm sure so many people in South Sudan really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Dr. Kanenja. Thank you so much, Patrick, joining us there from Juba.